Spots. Here. Oh, I guess we better start. Hey guys, did this work out? Okay, sorted out some light. How you guys doing? You guys had a great week?
Yep.
Let's see. Put that one too far. I can't get to the paintings. They're a little blocked in to show you last week's painting, and I was going to also show you last Monday's painting because we're going to be painting something like that today in this one. This comes from Karen out there in Colorado, our good friend out there. This is out her window. This is what she looks on every day. I think this is a sunset, but I could be wrong. You know, sunsets and the difference between sunsets and sunrises sometimes can be very marginal. I'm not even sure, you know, that's a leap you go. Well, you know, it depends. It really depends how early you're going to get up. But I'm saying I think it's sunset. And she's not here today, but she was invited. Anyway, we're about, so this one's going to be about warms and cools, as you can tell. We got a lot of cool colors in it. And then we've got some really stronger red, orange ones in it, and with some yellows. And that's going to be what we were thinking about today. So let's pull it up. Let's see if it, this might take a second. I might have to download that. 1 second. I knew there was something I forgot to do this morning. 1 second here. Oh, there you go. God, I sent out so many emails. There it is. Is it? Oh. Anyway. Oh, that's last week. Anyway, shoot. It's on here. Anyway, let's just go back. I don't think I have it. I didn't bring it up to go through all the design on this one. So sorry about that. Yeah, warms and cools and snow. Of course, the snow is very purple. Got our blue, grays, and purples, and some nice warm reds into it. But then you go into the sun, and of course, everything warms up. Yeah, really here around the tree and stuff. A lot of times when I paint trees, I want to think about them more as shapes and blurs, especially when you start getting to the tops of a tree. A lot of people get caught up in the twigs and things like that. And I try to just kind of squint your eyes, look at it as a blur, kind of like this, you know, and just see what the shape is without going too deeply. You want to just see the shape with a couple little lines in it. You don't have to go too big. So just squint at that, and you can see how it's kind of like a burnt orange feel to it. That's what I will be going for on that. The building itself, you can see how soft and edgewise it is. We'll be doing that too, because the focus is going to kind of, you can see the paint, just that line goes back here and goes right to the sunset. And that is what we'll be shooting for, because of, and that's why I was talking about the tree. It's getting that important, you know, soft and things. So it doesn't just, you know, steal this, the show from this. that's going to be probably not much more than a few strokes of clean paint I'm looking at. So that's about it. And then the oranges and stuff, how you can really trying to keep these guys pretty strong. The reds and spots, they'll draw you around this painting. We're going to use some of that red farther into this painting too. Just make sure it moves the eye. That's one of the things we'll be looking for to do. Paint edges. I was starting to talk about paint edges with the cottage here, or the cabin of hers here. You can rent this thing too. You can come. She has a bed and breakfast there in Colorado. You can go and you can stay at this cabin. I think she might have 2 cabins there to stay at. This is a smaller one. And you know, if we're going to look for paint edges, we're going to look for softness, trying to keep everything soft. Because a lot of times that's the thing is trying to create mood, and it has to be done think about edges when you do that paint edges, that you don't have any hard edges here. So basically after you put in the paint, you go back in and you just soften an edge so it blurs out just a little blurriness to the whole thing, and then kind of work to your sharpness back in here. That's another way to lead the eye in a painting.
Hey, James.
And yeah.
When you do the sun, the brightest part, do you do less paint on there, more than more? Because when I was working on the one last week, it seemed like when the more white I added, the darker it got.
the painting got, you mean the whole painting?
Well, the focal point, like the really brightest part, it seemed like I would just scrape it off and it seemed better to have less paint on there. Or is that?
That could, that could be that can happen very often. It could be just a tone, you could be just a step too bright, and that happens too. That's what it is. It's really, usually if that's going to be my focal point, that's where I'm going to probably put a good gob of paint too. I want to leave a good strong mark there.
So maybe my base was off then or something. Oh, the color.
It's thing, yeah. If you have too much white in it, if you're too bright, it will. And if you don't have enough color in it too, sometimes you just don't have enough yellow in it. I remember that Monday night, painting and stuff. Yeah, there was a little bit more yellow in it than I thought, probably.
All right.
So you can see this one. This one has a lot of yellow in it. And then it's cooler up here. So that's what we're going to be looking at. Karen's here. Hey, Karen. Karen, hey. Is this a sunset or a sunrise?
That was a sunset.
Okay. So you look out at this?
Every day. We're so lucky.
Okay. I just want to make sure we knew where it was.
What town in Colorado?
It is Livermore, Colorado, which is right outside of Fort Collins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, very nice area, super area. This is, how many acres you have? Yep.
Oh, that's like asking how many cows you have.
Okay. All right. I don't know.
More cowbell.
more cowbells. We have lots of room. That's all. And I was saying that this cottage is for rent.
This is the actual well house from the 1880s.
Okay, you can't.
Yes.
Oh, it is. Can't see.
That you wouldn't want to stay in.
Okay. That's not okay. I know you have cabins there.
Thanks
for rent.
Yes, we do.
Stuff,
we have a historical cabin that is a very popular Airbnb, and Pretty much it's hard to get in anymore because we've been renting it out for 10 years. So,
yeah. A lot of people returning. Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Good to know.
Thank you.
I told him I don't, I wasn't sure if this was like the cabin we were talking about that you rented out or not. But anyway, thank you, Karen.
Well, thank you for using it. Yeah.
You got a lot more snow than this right now?
We actually do. We just got a foot of snow 3 days ago.
We are bare here. We have no snow at all in Chicago.
In Chicago, that's amazing to me.
It's coming. It's coming. It'll get here. It always just takes its time. But thanks for letting us use this. I appreciate it.
Anytime in any of my photos, you just grab them.
All right. Thank you. We're painting this one because of Monday night's class was very successful, and I had a few of you guys were asking about how come we didn't paint something like that. So that's why I grabbed this. Ran across this I had of Karen's, and I said, you guys might like this one. Has a nice design to it, has a nice focal point to it, and should be good to paint. So let's get over to the palette and get going. If you guys, if you guys have any questions, let me, scream them out. There we go. Let's try to turn that a little bit. Colors for this one are going to be, I'm just going to use titanium white. That's all that's out here right now is titanium white. Cad yellow. I got some cad orange out. I have a little bit of cad orange out. Some cad red out. I have, yellow ochre, transparent oxide red. Is it transparent red oxide? That's one of those. I've always been saying transparent oxide red, and I'm not sure if it's. Never mind. Yeah, it is oxide. It is oxide red. Okay. I have some alizarin out here. Hopefully that'll be enough. Some cobalt blue hue and some phthalo green. And that should take us through this. Shoot. Came down, I didn't even turn my computer on. Oh, well, we'll just mix it with this stuff. This was a pretty good printout. So we're going to look at these darks first in this painting. As usually things go, red comes first to the eye, and then it goes to blue. Goes to blue after a while. What we're going to do in that is probably reverse this because of the focal points are going to be back in here. So it's going to be more warmer around the edges. So we're going to have some blue grays and greens up front. And then we're going to be moving towards the warmer in the back. So it's going to be a little reverse than normal, a little bit. Color-wise, the snow. That's the funny thing about this. If you squint your eyes, you can really see how dark the snow is. It's really down here around 6s and 7s, value-wise. The sky, you can think how light it is, but if you squint, you can see it's really right around 3s, maybe 2 at the hot spots. And then when we get down to here, over here on this side, you can see that it really is still down here, 5s and 6s. So let's get building. let's go for this. Let me put these guys out of the way. Let's start with the darks here. We're going to start off with oxide red and blue. We're going to definitely have two versions of this. One on the red side, you know, red-brown side here. And then take a little piece of that and put more blue in it and have a really kind of darker one, blue-gray here. This, I'm hoping, you know, is gonna be more for in here. It's still got a little bit of red in it. And then we're gonna work our way dark-wise to this. This building, I see some greens in it and some browns and stuff. So let's start off with some phthalo green. And we're going to put some, again, oxide red into it. As you can tell, it's way off. So we're going to put some more green in it. Okay, so it's green. It's pretty much not even there, but that's good. That's okay. It's just going to be more of a filler color I want. Also, I'm going to do blue and phthalo together. Blue and phthalo together. Mostly blue on this one. I think that's probably should be pretty good. This color, when I knock it down, I'm hoping to get the sky and the roof side of this and some of these back mountains back there. This is a really pretty mountain. It's got a nice place. All right. So that's where I'm going to start with these dark colors. I'm going to do one more, sorry. Yeah.
Jim, those are called, those mountains are in front of Rocky Mountain National Park, and they are called the Mummy Range.
The Mummy Range, huh?
Because it looks like someone laying on their back looking up.
This one right here, I always like this one right here, the way it comes down, slopes down. That's really a pretty one, this darker one right in front of it. And then you have the light blues in the behind there. That should be nice. This, okay, this color here,
yeah,
kind of coming off a little brown. I mean, put some more blue in it. This is cad red and blue.
Okay, and what's the one to the left of it?
This one right here is phthalo green and blue.
Yeah.
This is phthalo green and oxide red.
Oxide red. Okay, but go to the right. That one. That's the one I'm asking about. Right there.
This is cad red and blue.
Okay.
Cad red and blue. It's a little brown. I'm adding just a little bit more blue into it. These a lot more blue is probably going to be being in here.
Okay, and then the one to the right of it?
That's just more cad red right now. This one's just cad red and blue.
Okay, one's on the blue,
but it's more on the cad.
Okay.
Yeah. One's Okay, these are all pretty much warm except for the blue, a couple of these purples and stuff with blue in them. I'm gonna probably have to do this one too. Just alizarin and blue, or just to get this blue purple, because I'm doing this color just because I don't have enough cool colors here to balance off my palette, or else it's going to be very warm. This color I'll be able to put in a lot of things. So this is just a purple. It's alizarin and blue. You can see how purple it is. A nice even mix. Right down the middle. All right. let's see what we got. I'm going to take everything down. Probably, yeah, everything's going to be around 7s and 6s and 7s on this one. So I'm not going to add much white to anything. I'm going to take a little piece of the white, put it out front of these guys. And that's probably almost too much white, but we'll see. I don't need to go that dark. I mean, a lot of these darks back in here, probably, you know, there's not that many, so I don't need huge piles. So I can take, you know, a lot of these piles and just bring them up. Use a lot of them with my white. But like I said, I want to get to right around 6s, 7s, and that's about where this guy is. So it's just a little more 3/4 to a quarter kind of mix of 3/4 color in the pile, about a little bit of that much white. Get you right around 6, 7. This is the color I was hoping was going to go a long ways. Of course, not a big pile, but I was hoping that. See, that's going to be the value for a lot of this, the range, but going back in here. So these two working together, I'm hoping to build, have this come forward, this recede, but also get me back here to my horizon. This one should be interesting. This is phthalo green and oxide red. And I'm hoping to get a little bit of this in this building. And I know I can get the roof out of it. I definitely can get the roof out of this color. But I'm hoping to get a little bit of greenness to this building. Should be fun. And it's just a pump house. I thought it was a fancy vacation place.
There is one good cabin to stay in, but that ain't it.
I get to stay with all the spiders and snakes there, right?
Well, we do have snakes. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. This color is just the phthalo green and blue. I did not put much phthalo green in it, I must say. That's really a heavy blue because I was hoping that when I knock this guy down one more time, I can get it in here, but I know I can definitely get the sky and start to get some spots of this range back here, get some more depth. This is a little tricky. It is. This one's going to be a little tricky because we have reds, blues, and we're flopping some orientation with the reds and blues. So we will see. We will see. This one is blue and cad red here. This is on the blue side, so it's just a slightly different blue-gray than the transparent oxide over here than this one. I just like to have a few things. It's one of my favorite colors, so I'm just going to have it in here. Gonna lighten it up one more time. Just holding on to the darkness here. It's really at a 7. I might want to take it to a 6. On that one. This one should be on the red side, should be a red purple. Grayed out red purple. And that will come in here, and it's going to be definitely up there in the sky. But let's get the values right, and then we'll tint them up a little bit. This one should be interesting. It should be really kind of a cool purple. Definitely probably don't see a lot of this in here, but you know, I can see where I can use it. All right. I'll leave that there. So I'm going to start now working on the snow. I think this one here, this oxide, this cad red and blue mix. If I put more blue in it in the mix with white, I think I can get that blue out of there. Blue grays to start with. So what I'm going to do now is work on the snow. I'm going to leave that one. I don't want to take that pile too much, so I want to go here. So I want to look at, yeah, that's going to be really close. It just needs a little bit more blue in it. The value is really good. But of course, what I've been doing lately is making just a little bit too small of piles to do anything. There you go. Really good. I was hoping.
Okay, so where did tell me where that color came from?
Ah, heck if I know. It just came to these colors. You know, popped up. No, it came from this. I'm going to make the pile bigger. So this is just blue, cad red. Just a little bit. It's more blue than cad red. So it's really dark. Now I just got to add the white to get it to the right value.
Jim, is yours a little purple, a little bit?
It's a little purple, but it's more on the blue side.
Okay.
So I have a lot more. This is what would it be closer to if it was on the purple side?
Okay. So if if it's a little too purple, then I put too much cad red or alizarin? Probably alizarin.
Oh, I've been using cad red on this.
Okay.
This one's definitely a cad red. It's really right there.
Okay.
So that's just blue and cad red. Basically a lot more blue, just a little bit of cad red, a lot of white. And value-wise, pretty close. Okay. So this is my main pile for the snow, which is like not half the painting, but it's going to be about three. Well, it is half a painting. So getting this color will help me do it all. The thing about this snow is you can almost use the same color here as you can do back in here. It just gets a little less potency. It doesn't have quite as much blue in it. You just whiten it out a little bit more or gray it out. And it should work out pretty well. You can see that in this. So we're going to start with this, and then we're going to work in here. I want to have a few colors in here to play with. I see some greens, and I see some pinks, some purples going on, and a little bit darker areas and stuff. So I'm hoping these three or these four probably should work together to do a lot of the damage here. But I want to get this one a few closer areas to it. So I'm going to take and split this pile into like four piles, really. I'm just going to keep one. This is, again, cad red, blue, and white, mostly blue. And I'm going to keep this one. And this one here, I'm going to put a little phthalo green in. Just a scratching of phthalo green in it. I just want to shift it. I don't want to change it. I want all these colors to stay this value, look just like that, but just have a tinge of green to it, which this one is way too dark because of the green I added, darkened it up. So I have to counteract that by adding a little bit more white to it. You get it right into the back into the right play well. And probably put too much green in so it's not going to fit as well as I was hoping. So I'm going to gray it out. going to grow. That pile is just going to grow and grow and grow. All right. This one I want some red in. I'm going to go with alizarin. And just like the other one, I'm just going to put it in here, and hopefully the alizarin and some of this phthalo green will cancel each other out in this one. So we just got a little shift in that color. And that's what's going to keep this thing from being, you know, too flat. We're going to have some good colors in that. This last one, I need a warm one. These are very cool. I need a warm one to start dragging me back in here. So that's one I might go back to the cad red and add more cad red to warm it up. If I added orange to this color or yellow, this would turn green. So really I want to just warm it up a little bit more and then get the red to pop through just a little bit more and whiten it out because red's going to darken it up too.
So for the one you're working on now, the gray, did you add more blue to that than the red?
This one?
Yes.
Yeah, I have not added any more blue to it. I just have I'm adding white though to it because it just went a little dark on me.
I know.
I might add some, I think I am going to add some blue
dark.
to it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to add just a little bit more blue to it because I think it needs to be just a little closer. I'm looking for it back in here, and yeah, there's a lot more blue to it, but
my one with green is like Kelly green.
Yours is Kelly green?
Yeah, it sure is.
Where'd you get the yellow?
I don't need yellow. It's just I put that phthalo green in it and it went green.
Oh, this one.
To your left.
There we go. Yeah, I could see that this one could definitely go that color really quick.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying put a scratch in.
Well, I didn't scratch.
No, you didn't. Probably not got a good scratch. I'm going to take this purple one down into this value too. Hey, a little lighter. I'm thinking maybe I can use that someplace. All right. Go through this color one more time. This is just a little dark yet. Colors there. Okay, there you go. So this will be all the snowy for this time. I think I can get some of this going through here. Let's see. Okay, then I could start working on. Let's take these guys down. I think if I take these two colors down a little farther, this is oxide red and blue. Yeah, that was closer to the color I should have had over here. I mean, the difference between oxide blue and cad red aren't that much when you go to the dark colors. But sometimes these are a little more pastel-y, but I can probably get some nice things going on here, I think. Thinking also, okay, I'm going to start back here now. This is oxide red and blue and white. Coming down from this other one where we cut it to white. You put this down here somewhere. what I'm thinking about doing is adding some cad red to this color. So I'm going to go for the sky, reds in the sky. I think I can get that by adding some cad red into it. And that's going to get me there pretty quickly. So I'll make sure I have a decent pile of it. So, I mean, I could have probably went with this one and did the same thing, but I wanted to, I think this one's going to work better. Yeah. I'm also going to take this piece, oxide red and blue side, and just tint that again with some cad red, just a little bit of it. This will get me into this area here of the shadows and stuff. I might steal a little darkness because I've gotten a little too white. Just need a little bit of blue in this color. There you go. So these guys will work really good together to make most of these guys going through here. And then I have some cabin colors.
I don't know if everybody else is far behind as I am, but I'm like super far behind right now.
And what's new?
Well, I know. It's just well, you know, when you put too much green or something in, and then you got to go back and fix them.
Yeah, that is a problem. I understand. Now, I got no worries, no worries. We got plenty. We're doing good. We're doing good, really good. Let me go back and how far are you back? What do you need?
Okay, all the colors on the far right, I haven't done yet at all.
Over here?
No, I'm sorry, far left.
Okay, that's good. That's all right. So I'll just run through them. Basically, I started over here with the oxide red and blue and brought it down with some white here. I brought it down one more step with some white to get to about the value I was thinking about for this area and maybe in here. It's just a little bit cooler.
So you didn't add anything, you just did more white.
At that point.
Okay.
Yes. After that, after I added more white, I took a piece of that pile and I added cad red to it.
Okay.
This is cad red added to oxide red and blue on the red side of, and then I added some cad red to it.
Okay.
Then I did the same thing over here with the blues. I took the blue down one more time with some white.
Hang on.
Trying to get this button.
You've got 5 colors there though. I've got 3. I've got the original dark. We brought it down with some white on the left. I'm sorry, left, far left, yeah. And then the next color is I just added more white, and then you added cad red. And what was the one below it?
That one is to say this color with just a little bit of cad yellow to it.
Okay, but you're talking a scraping of cad red, right?
This is scrapings of cad red into this one.
Okay.
To get this color.
Okay.
And then this color over here is another scraping of cad red into the blue version coming down.
Wait, I'm not there yet. Hold on.
Hurry up. Hurry
up.
I am. Not fast enough.
I'm working on
everybody else is done. Everybody else is done.
I'm
waiting on you.
I don't think so. Okay, hold on just a minute. Okay, scraping in there. Okay.
I promise I'm not done either.
Okay. And then a scraping of cad yellow in the bottom color.
Okay. Yeah. I got these will make up pretty much all the clouds, a lot of the cloud stuff going on in here. And basically all I got to do now is take all these colors and gray them out one more time, a little bit more lighter for the sky. Now it's just adding a little bit more white to each one of these colors. And you're going to find, I'm going to get the sky color from these guys over here, these clouds. Basically because the sky, you know, is reflecting a lot of these clouds and stuff. So you're going to find this color all over in here at that value. Trying to keep my values down. Going to find, so I'm going to take each one of these colors, these just had a lot of white. You can keep talking there, Mary Beth. It's okay.
Just so frustrated.
Frustrated?
Yeah, well, because you know, all you have to do is just not let those very, very deep, those just colors that take over. If you put too much of them, you spend a lot of time going back and trying to. You can add all the white you want. It's like, God, it doesn't help.
Oh,
you gotta start over.
I know.
You gotta start over.
You're right.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, I got the biggest pile of green here you ever saw.
There's so much green in this. That's the thing. You don't expect it.
Not that bright green, there isn't.
No. So I'm going to take, see what this color is. This is that green, phthalo green and oxide red mix. I'm kind of going to go for this building top too. Out of that.
Yeah, yours is definitely more gray than mine.
Yeah, it's a good mix of both of them. And I'm graying it, just darkening it up just to get that right value. Pretty close. I'm gonna keep it there. I'll probably throw some blue into it after the end. We're gonna see the warmth in there underneath. This color here, I can throw into a lot of these colors here to gray out too. So it's just gonna be now, it's just gonna be reusing these colors. I do need some really stronger oranges at the end. But we'll get there. This is phthalo green and oxide red, and I'm going to take it to feel like these guys here too. So, okay. These colors, you got most of these colors, Mary Beth?
No, I don't have the ones to your left of the ones you're working on right now.
Okay. These guys are just these two colors.
Yes.
Mixed with
more white?
Lot white. Yeah, just a scraping of these two colors with white. This green came down from the phthalo green and oxide red mix. And right here, I'm just getting it lighter to put it up in the corner of the sky. See up here in the corner of the sky up here?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's where it goes. And it's going to be, you know, so I'm not trying to lighten it up. So it has to be just about the right same value as these guys. So it's a lot of white. And then even take a little bit of this and mix the little piles together. Now these guys, and you'll have nice transition areas too. You got kind of fun colors, and they're all in here. All right. The last thing I just want to get this, make sure I have some strong oranges here to play with. And I'm just going to go cad red and cad yellow together. Make a cad orange, which I have right there, but I want this more on the red side than that. So might as well mix it up. And yeah, you can see it's going to be a little bit way too strong for the stuff. That's okay. Need it strong because we can always bring it back. I want to do one on the yellow side too, the same color. Cad orange, more on the red yellow side. That's my yellow. A little white in there, it's good. Have them as like full strength because they're going to go in at the end and they're going to mix up a lot. This last one with the cad orange though, I get some clean paint. I want clean white paint and just a little bit of that cad orange mix in here. Hopefully this is going to get me, well, it's a little cool. That's going to be there. So I need one that's going to be really hot. Just enough cad yellow in there. That's too much. Do that. So I got all these nice, cool pastel-y grays, and looks pretty good. So what I don't, I just wanted to get a couple really strong whites and stuff. I need one cool blue and I'm done. Blue and white. I want a blue and white that's the same value as these guys. These really high key ones, a cool one. You can see I don't really have anything in that range, cool wise. So I'll be able to put that right in the middle of these things, and it should pop.
Jim, what blue did you put in that white? That last one?
I just put cobalt blue, a little bit of scratch cobalt blue into it. Just trying to get a yellow. These guys to be about the same value. They're really up there, but you think they're there, but they're really number twos values and not quite that high. This one, it might be a little higher, but it just feels that way because it's cool. All right, I'll go through the colors again for Mary Beth. We got, we can start off with our oxide red blue mixes here. We have one on the red side, one on the blue side. We cut them to number 6s with white to get them down here at about a 6, 7 maybe. I brought them down one more step, try to get them down around the 4s and 3 area. Here, though, I took a piece of these, both each pile came down one more time. This one I added cad red to. Both I added a little bit of, both of them I added cad red to. This one I wanted to tinge them on the red side because I was seeing them up in the clouds here. This one I took and added some cad yellow to. And you got this nice brown, kind of dark umber kind of color. And I'm hoping for that to be my tree, going into my tree here. These guys work in my tree and also be in the shadow up here. Also, I took these colors, each one of these colors, and brought them over here. Well, no, I only took the reds and this yellow, and I brought them over here and cut them with more white to start working into the sky. Took this is oxide red and cad red and phthalo green, and right here it's really dark. I'm hoping to put that into the building and into a little bit of the foliage as we go move back. But then that I cut that with some white, and then I cut it again with white, and then I took and I split this pile. This is a little way up there. This is like a number 3. I took a little piece of these piles and I mixed them in with these other sky colors just to get some variations so I can get these blends going up here when I put them in there. I want to be able to put these guys there so when they do come out, they'll work out. Over here, these are cad red and cad yellow. This is on the red side. This is on the yellow side. This is just a lot of white with the cad orange, or cad, not cad red or orange, but the orange we made here with the cad red and cad yellow. And this one is just basically cad yellow and white. And this is just a lot more white. This is just blue and white. Up here, I was working on, again, oxide red, phthalo green and blue. And this is phthalo green and blue with white. And I was hoping for that to be up here, but as you can tell, just a little dark. Never did do the sky, right? Just flying through this one. That's closer. I'm gonna still put some purple in it too. It's a little too not gray enough. Grayed it out. Okay, good enough. This one is blue and cad red. This is cad red and blue. It's on the red side. This is on the blue side. And you see how these guys come down? I brought them down one more time. This blue side down one more time. I put more blue on it and a little bit more white into it for the snow. I made a pretty good pile of it. And then I split it into four other piles for these guys can modulate and work together really well for this front snow. This one I put a little phthalo green in. This I put more alizarin in, and this I put some cad red in. You kind of see what happens here, you know, with the cad red and blue here, because you can see it kind of just graded out. And I was hoping that that was going to go back in here. I might have to switch that out and go alizarin, a little more alizarin too in this. Thinking about this, going back in here with just a little more pinkish blue. We'll see. When we get there, I'll scream it out if I think I need more red in that as we go back. I was thinking warm because of the sun, but even in snow, it's, you know, like it did turn kind of gray, so we might be going more alizarin back in here in blue than that. This is alizarin blue, but I was thinking probably just a little bit more on the red side than the blue side. That's what I'm thinking now. And then you got white in there to counteract the red taking you back too far. That's better. That's a lot better. All right, just leave that. I'm going to leave that and we'll talk it. Over here, this is just alizarin and blue, cool one, and this is just another purple one. This is probably closer to what I could have used back there too. All right. We will see what we can do here. The building itself, hopefully we're going to use a bunch of these colors for the building itself. But soft edges is going to be definitely the name of the game on this whole thing, is soft edges. As you can see, there's really nothing hard about this edgewise. So let's stay there. Okay, questions?
Hi, it's Anne Marie. I'm sorry I'm late.
Hey, Marie, how you doing?
Okay, good morning, everyone.
Hello.
Morning.
Morning.
Morning. So you need all the colors, Anne Marie?
If you could just quick go over the top, I think I know, or done the, I think I know what they are, but just if you could just quick tell me.
Okay, the top ones?
Yeah.
Okay, the top ones, this is oxide red and blue. It's on the oxide red side. This is same thing, but it's on the blue side, oxide red and blue, but on the blue side with a lot more blue in it.
Yep.
This is phthalo green and oxide red. This is blue and phthalo green.
Oh.
It's a nice, beautiful blue, dark blue and stuff.
Yeah.
Then I have blue and cad red. And this is on cad red and blue. And up here, this is alizarin and blue.
Thank you.
Yeah, most of these guys are going to end up being, in the pump house here and working their way back. And as we go back, this is where I was saying, usually I try to, since the focus of the painting is going to be more back here in the sunset and in the clouds, we're going to try to change up coloration. So we're going back there. So you can't help it with the sun shining back there. You're going to have a lot more warmth at the edges of these mountains back here on the top thing. So that's going to draw you back. But we're just going to play it. That's usually different than visually. We usually see warms to cools for distance and stuff. So this is going to be a little tricky, but it shouldn't be that bad. We'll try to keep it flat. We do have these mountains back over here that are cool, which will kind of counteract the visual, change there we got going.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Get some new oil in here. Get some things going. Get in some new oil. Again, safflower oil. I'm going to tone mine with oxide red too. I find that that'll be a nice tinge to this. Let me get my things up. One second, I got to go turn on the computer upstairs. Get this photo up. You'll speed things up.
No, you don't need any.
No.
One second here. Oh, I have to paint with the photo like everybody else. No. It'll be different today. No big deal. Bring it in a little bit. All right, like I said, I'm going to tone it with oxide red. I think that's going to marry with everything pretty well, color-wise. Should do nice warm red. And keep it. Slip together. You know, I thought I was in a good spot this morning when I woke up and got everything going here. I thought, what could go wrong? What did I not, and then I ended up not doing any of the stuff I was supposed to do. Setting up cameras and things like that. It's just like, oh boy.
Jim, can I ask you a question while you're doing that?
Sure.
So I have this frame that, doesn't come with, it's called plein air frame. Doesn't come with glass, doesn't come with a back, anything. And I think that like at Michael's, I've seen them use like this gun to put these little metal things in to hold your picture in. Okay, yeah. Is that something I can buy? And what the heck is that gun called? I call it a gun,
It's a framer's gun. Yeah, it's a framer's thing too.
Oh, that's what it's called, framer's gun, you think?
Yeah.
I have a picture right here. It's called Frame Master.
It's called what? Frame Master?
I'm holding it up.
Oh.
Yeah, you could go to Jerry's Artorama and get one, or you can buy it at, Hobby Lobby. And, it's just, just really just hold these guys in place pretty easy.
Okay. Yeah, because my husband like nails all the way around on one. Oh my God, it took forever. Plus a nail is not, it's got a head on it. I don't want it to push into my, panel. Okay.
Right. Yeah. That's exactly what they use.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a nice little thing. You just buy extra points for it. Those are the little brad things you put in there.
Right.
Make sure you have a bunch of those.
Okay.
Because you always run out halfway around a painting.
Oh, good.
So it seems like they come with a good amount, but that's what it always seems like happens.
Okay, good. Thanks.
Okay. The Z pattern here. We can even take this up a little bit higher, I think. Try and make sure I get over that middle line here of the painting. So I'm really kind of, I can squeeze all that stuff down a little bit, but I want to make sure I have some room for it. So this one's going to go up a little higher. I'm not going to put the tree in, draw that in. There's no reason. I can fix that in. Get that angle, come down here, then it comes down. So you got a nice little Zorro mark. And then we have our building. Nice thing about it, it's a single building. Perspective wise, you know, just a, you know, it's going to go back into perspective way over here. So just basically these things, these points here on the building will all go to the same spot. And being an old building, you know, we don't have to worry too much about that. We can bring the roof down a little bit farther.
Kelly.
And then same thing over here, just goes back to this point. So, and then like I said, the nice thing is that this building here is, you know, just dark and soft.
Mommy's busy. Good girl.
So, okay. Mute everybody for a second. You guys, my dogs will do the same thing. Goof off. Okay. You know, everything else, make sure you get the lines right. Okay. Little perspective, it's just a little box, a little hotel box. You know, we can always change the angles here a little bit wider. Pretty easy on that roof. And we can make it bigger if we need to. We might even put some light on the edge of this building right when we get down to it too. Okay. Don't need much more back in here. I just really just know I'm going to go right into about this spot here in the painting is my highlight. Tree is going to go there. Don't have to mark it much right now because of, well, basically because anything I darks I put up there, I'm just going to wipe out anyway when I do the background. So let's start here. I'm going to put in the building first. I was thinking about maybe just putting in the snow first, you know, and then put the building on top of it. But I'm going to just start with the darks. I want to get this dark in, and then I figure I'm going to lighten it up a little bit here and there anyway. But let's get the darks in. That way I can get the corner here to read really nice. Going to go with just a little more oxide red and phthalo green for this the back of the building. I like it because it's just a warm gray. And put it in a little thin, and that way we can run some other colors into this thing and make it get some age to it. And we'll put in all the log cabin type thing features in a minute. I'm going to go back now and put in some oxide red into it. Oxide red and blue mix here, sorry. Into the lower part of this building to ground it in. And that will start to break up the grays, the greenness to it too. I think that's going to be kind of nice. That warmth mixed in here. And again, soft edges going out here, working around. Okay. You know, let's keep going with the dark since I got that on here. I'll keep going with that blue, that same color I had here, I was using here. I'm going to start it into this area here, start drawing it out of how this goes. This line. I figure this bringing in the snow, I'll soften this line. So, you know, being a little bit bigger.
Is that the oxide red and green?
Yeah, no, this is cad red and blue. No, not cad red. It's oxide red and blue.
Okay.
Right here.
On the blue side, is that what you're doing?
On right now, it's on the blue side. Right up to about here, you know, when I get to this line going across here, it's going to be oxide red and blue. Maybe even to the top line, I'm going to start bringing in, I'm going to switch over to the red side of it. Right here, that goes here. So it's just a little bit warmer, but it still has some of that blue mixed in. So it's just, you know, and that will help get me some distance, start creating distance when we get back there. Because I'll be going pretty much with this color almost all the rest of the way back in here. There might be a little more blue in here, but in this pile of things here, but not much, just a tinge. I'm going to work that also up to into that area too. Pretty much this whole area I'm going to make oxide red, and then I'm going to come back with some blue at the lower parts of this mountain here. The mummy range here back there. I can be taught. Okay. I'm going to blue this backside out a little bit because the distance and stuff away from the light here. So I can blue it out a little bit here at the bottom, a little bit more purple on the top. That will give me some distance, and it will give me a little depth, height and depth in the range itself. Okay, I'm gonna push. Okay. Well, my boys are barking up there. Must be the mailman. Okay, we're not going to do too much here. Going back in there, I think I am going to go over and I'm going to put in a color, that mountain color range in. I did mix. Let me see what this works. This works. I was thinking about this, the sky up there, and I lightened my sky up a little bit more, but this is a piece of it that did not lighten up, so it has a little phthalo green and blue to it. So I'm going to use that in here, this back range. And while doing that, I might even, since I got blue and my brush, I'm always thinking about what's on my brush. You know, going to the next color and stuff, where else, before I just, you know, I don't like wiping out my brush that much. So I do want it clean, but I think I can just go up here and get this one spot of sky here put in. And that way, going a little bit over where it should be. I mean, a little bit heavier, you know, even where this stuff comes down and stuff. Now I can use this. I'm going to use a little bit of this sky back in here. I can put it right on that edge where it kind of have the slope right here, because it's a lot lighter and stuff. That really brings out the edge. It's a little, probably might, you know, there'll be another color going in there, probably some pinks and stuff, but that's what I want to do right now. I just want to get that put in there because it's really just, it's in my brush. Get it up there. Don't clean your brush. Just keep going. It's really just lightening it up. Not a big full clean. Gosh, we're almost done. No. All right, let's get into our snow up front here. Definitely going to be going with that first color. This is cad red and blue, a lot of blue, and white. This is the basic color, we made up for the snow. And I can work that through. I'm going to work that into the bottom here of the painting. Might bring in a little more dark colors into this at the bottom. Just like water or anything else, I want to kind of want this area to not fall down. So sometimes you have to darken it in to get the contrast to pop. So it just holds it up into space. So this is cad red and just cad red and blue, mostly blue. I am working it into a toned canvas of red though, so should gray it out one more time there. I'm going to go with a little more purple here. Let me see. It's a little warm. Let me try the alizarin and probably more alizarin. This is the purple almost straight blue and alizarin color. I'm going to put that, at least on this side, I'm going to put the red on this side over here into the middle of this thing. And I'm going to work that blue back in there again. And on the other side, that works. Probably work it in the shadows. Okay. Now I'll work back some of that blue again into this color so I can, doesn't jump out at me too much, but I can just have a nice blend of these two colors right in the bottom here. Okay. All right. Let me see. This color here looks almost still too much green. This is with a phthalo green mixed into the color right in here. Into our phthalo and stuff. That's going to go in like for this big snow shape. It's going to start feeding me back and stuff. So it's going to go on the top part of the shape up here. And farther to the edges too. Then I'll just lighten the warmth, bring in some warmth in this area here as we feed back. I might use it back in here too, in between here. It looks like a little trench going through here. And this is what I was hoping was going to happen. It's being able to, put in a dark light and then get just, because we're talking about softness. So we'll get a lot of little nice blends together just by touching. Okay. I am also now going to throw this roof in in a few strokes. This
Color?
is the gray, yeah, oxide red and phthalo green with just the white. You might even give this thing just a little bit of a, little hiccup at the corners of the roof. Even though it's not saggy, we're gonna add some sag to it. Hopefully, Karen doesn't get mad about that.
No.
You made it look falling down.
I don't care.
All right, just checking.
The thing is from the 1880s. I think it's sagging.
Yeah, well, it should sag. It probably has more sag than we, even than what we see. So I'm just going to put in the lights and the things here and trying to get it to take it, sit down for a second here. Put a little more blue in it. Basically, it's just phthalo green and oxide red with white, probably in the mid-tone I put in. And then I went with a little bit more white. Now I'm just going to add in a little bit of sky. If you want, even the phthalo green and blue mix, we put down in here. You might bring a little bit of that in. You definitely could bring some in, maybe for the highlights here on the side where it feels like it could be a tin roof. So
yes, it is.
Yeah. So definitely at these edges up here going around, you're probably going to get some more light reflected on these edges. Not much. So go in here. I probably get a few more of these darks in here too. Now that I have the snow in, about just touching up these things here. Got a little bit of grass making its way around here. I'm going to put it in dark and then I'm going to put a lighter color on it at the end, but I don't need to do it now. Looks like there might be a window in there.
Yes, it's in the middle, smack in the middle.
Right in the middle, right about here, and it has a little red to it. Looks like.
Got it.
Wow, I picked it up. Value-wise, basically I'm just using oxide red and blue on the red side, going right in there to put the thing. It's very subtle. All these colors should work pretty tight together. Might even use it up here, darken up this very top here now. So I'm getting a little mix of every color in here now from the soot. And that's what I want. I don't want to, we want this shape to be, have a lot of energy to it. So it has a little bit of all the colors from around here in this. Because it will be reflecting, even the logs will be reflecting something of the snow around it. So there's be some blue and stuff. So it's all in the brush, so it should be okay. All right. I'm gonna.
Oh, okay.
That helped. Okay, now we can get back here. We're going to keep moving back in the snow. I'm just going to keep my brush a little cleaner, get some of the dark out of it. This color, I'm going to go with the alizarin and blue mix now of the snow, where I added a little bit of alizarin to the color. Let me see what that does. There's just a little line of right here, almost too. Let me see. Put it in and I can adjust it. It's just a little too rich. So it needs to be mixed a little more scumbling, pushing up and down to grab a little bit of this warmth red and make sure it's not too cool. A nice combination here, really, both of them. I'm going to use that color though too. Let me try that color here. I was thinking right in here, a little bit more warmth. I mean, it's just a little, might be a little cool. Oh, that's going to work. Sometimes you just never know. It's just like it feels weird on the palette, and then when you start to put the colors together, they start to behave a little bit differently. So I'm just going to bring that in, and I'm going to find right here on the edge, probably of this top edge of this building too. Just that purple. It's a alizarin blue, and not alizarin. It's alizarin. It went in the cad red and blue mix for the snow, and then I had to put in alizarin, and I put in some more alizarin, and that's what this is. That's what's working here a little bit. And then I was going to use that same color here. I used it here, but it was just a little bit too light for this little line, because it was contrast-wise, it would be between two dark lines, and so it looked a lot brighter. But it was going to work really perfect. It should work really, it should work right in here in this main area here. That's this color. This is just the alizarin crimson added to that blue area. There's probably just a touch more white to it too. And it's a big, kind of a big area here. So kind of going across here. So it might be a little boring, but let's put this in first, and then we're gonna make a couple adjustments to it. So this color kind of has a good feel to it. I mean, and it's gonna come over here and just go right in between these trees here, all the way down here, and just lead us right to those trees. That's good. That's good. As farther I get, I'm probably gonna put a little bit more blue into it on the edges back in here. There is some more range right there too, a little hump. Didn't get in. We'll get it in. And this color here probably is going to do a lot of work at the end. I think color is going to do a lot of work to lighten up this dark brown mountain too. If you have a dark brown mountain. And I'm going to keep it coming. This is also where I was saying maybe there's going to be some pinks and purples back here and stuff. This color is going to work great back there. just to break up those mummy mountains back there. And there's well, it's working out. I'm gonna basically keep the same color, maybe blue it out a little, and start looking in this area here, in this big red mass, kind of dark mass I have here. And I'm gonna see about putting in some more blues in here, look for spots where I can see snow and things. As you can see, the contrast is gonna be coming up, a little bit too strong. So it's gonna be a little mixing going on, maybe a little bit darker than I should be, because I don't want the contrast mixing. So I'm gonna hit it a few times before I go on. Here, I'm gonna pick up some of this red paint here in my mix of snow. I'm gonna basically just dirty my brush up, and gonna work. That's what I'm working right here at the beginning, is just in this front area here, because that's the distance. As I pick up a little bit of the paint here under my brush, then I'm gonna move back. And by the time I get back in here, the contrast should be knocked out of my brush. I won't be getting these little doodads too much. I can knock them down and the paint's gonna fit pretty well. And that way, and I'll work right about here, the top of the mountain to the right, on the right side, and work to the middle of the mountain. To look for all these little things, areas that you might be able to see just a touch of snow through, or a hint. And you're gonna find mostly a lot of those little things right at the edge here too. So that's when this, just a slight dirty brush with this color in it, almost guarantee, nice guarantee to work right. And you start getting you that distance I want. Great.
It looks beautiful. It looks just like what I see.
It should, We're gonna make it better.
Now, is this in Colorado?
Yes.
Yeah. Backyard, right?
This is, Karen's backyard.
Actually, I've got my video on, and if you look behind me, it's right behind me in my video.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
It's so unfair.
Let's see what Karen's house looks like.
Oh my gosh, there it is. Oh, it's so unfair.
Oh, cute. Got a lot more snow on it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It is bright.
It's bright.
Yeah. Well, you have no problem. Okay, no more of this. No more of those dark paintings anymore. Anyway, I'm sure you're gonna get $50 for it, so we'll be good.
I don't think I'm gonna sell it. No, I'm gonna hang it in the house.
No, make your money, make some money off it too. Paint it a few times, you got it right there. Boy.
Well, you're right.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous scene like that. This is pretty amazing. So
thank you.
Yeah, you live in the right spot. We live here in this. I don't know how we ended up here.
Flatlands.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. All right.
Well, you've got the good Italian food. We don't have that.
Yeah, we don't even get out that much. All right. Not enough. All right. Still got a lot of dirt on my brush, so I'm going to go and start painting in the dark clouds and stuff. And this is where I'm going to go with that oxide red and blue mix with just a little bit of white. It's just a little bit. It's really on the no orange in it yet. Just it's like a number 6 tone. It's a 1 step down value and stuff. It's a little dark. It's probably going to be too dark for what I'm going to put in first, but it's a good base, you know, just to get these things in, because I'm going to lighten it up. But sometimes this is going to create a lot of richness, I'm hoping, to the painting. That gets nice. This is oxide red and blue with white. It's on the red side, and it's right around the number 6. And it's really pretty dark. It's pretty dark.
Darker than I would think.
Yeah, you might even start thinking about taking this color, that color, and working it into the top half of the mountain here, or this hill over here, just up to the top edge too. And that's going to start creating some light, but keep it dark at the bottom. And I'm trying to see if there's, you know, see the trail she rides her horse on.
Yeah.
I like the sniffle at the end.
I haven't ridden in 2 years.
What? You got that beautiful horse. How's your beautiful horse?
He's good. I'm afraid I'm gonna fall off and snap my neck.
Oh, yeah. We're us too.
I'm just old now,
you know? That's going downstairs here, you know? Yeah. I have more friends are getting injured walking down their stairs.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, I tell you. You're like, there's somebody every day who seems like breaking a wrist.
I broke my leg in our own house.
That wasn't too long ago, was it?
No, we have half pipe logs that come from our bedroom all the way down. And I just missed one and snap.
Ow. And you never even went to a doctor or anything. You just gutted it out, I guess.
I actually waited 2 days because I thought it was just a sprain.
See how tough you guys are? You guys are tough.
I'm not that tough.
Mary Beth, you are so strong, Mary Beth. You just take that pain.
Yeah, right.
Dark. All right, just getting everything kind of getting ready for everything about where I think things are going to go up in the sky. All right, so we got a little bit of warmth worked in there. Now I'm just going to basically just go down the ladder here, color wise, or up the ladder, and use those same colors that I was talking about. We made up, and Mary Beth was lost again really quickly, but. Basically, I'm going to start off with the same color as I just put up there, that oxide red and blue, and on the red side, this is the one where I just one more step of white added to it.
Hey, Siri,
and now
stop. Siri went on. You said something that triggered her. Sorry about that.
On yours?
Yeah.
We usually do that with Alexa.
So
you go, Alexa, play this.
Sorry about that. It's just weird.
Boy, she listens to me. That's good.
I suppose that's one.
That one person. That's it's a start. Okay. Yeah. All right, so I am, that dark I put in there, and now I'm just working the next version of it, just a little lighter, trying to blend it in here, but also not to gently touch, and trying to create texture and leave that, because I want some of those darks to show through the clouds and stuff. That's what gives the clouds weight. You got to have that dark in there and light. And so don't overdo this part, because you got one more color that goes on top there and you're going to lose a little bit more. So I always like to try to take it a little bit easier at this point. That's one of the things about painting, and I don't get to talk too much about, is trying to leave what's underneath sometimes alone, because that's the stuff that gives the structure to the painting. All these dark lines and stuff, that's what gives a structure to it. If you blend them out too much, you're going to lose everything. So when we get to that point, it's always trying to keep some dark, get that nice ratio of light blends and darks and lights. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So right there, that's warm, very warm. That's on the red side. I'm going to go to the blue side now. This is on the blue side. This is the cooler side. I probably don't really need to go all the way to the top. I think I'm just going to stay at the lighter section. Probably, what is this? Probably closer to 3 or 4, probably a 4 ish. This is the oxide red and blue, but it's on the blue side. And of course, that's going to, help me get the transition from the sky into these clouds. Just going to barely touch.
And what number did you say this was? What?
This is like a number 4.
Number 4.
Value-wise. Yeah. And really, that's about right.
And are you putting some of it over your dark?
Yeah, it's going in, but like I said, it's nibbling at it, just not.
Okay, not the whole thing. I got it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to start, also put it up here, the top. This will keep everything down a little bit too, but bringing it in here is kind of blue. Maybe steal a little more sky and even add a little sky into this color a little bit. So you get the little tinge of that sky in there, so you get a little transparent feel of behind these clouds. Okay. Bring in some red on this other side too. A lot of this color here is just going to get blown away with these lights coming in next. I'm going to go with the lights. No, I'm going to go with the red first. I'm going to go with the red here. Let me see the strength of this going in here. Now I'm starting to go with this is that same oxide red and blue and white, and it's like a number 4, but then this is where I added a cad red to the mix. And that's going in here, and it's going to start to fill in right here underneath this area. There's going to be a little bit more of some strength in reds and oranges coming in yet. We made up. So this is just going to basically start to outline, do a soft outline of the cloud here a little bit, and then do a quick blend. You can even blend it with your finger and probably get a better job than the brush. Just right on the line. So just got a quick underneath scoop. So that's, and then we'll do the same with the the orange coming through. Now you can put this down as a base. I think for this these little areas here of the clouds where it comes out and comes really strong. Let's work this back in a little bit. And find that one spot here. I was thinking about right about here. That thing right there. So it's going to be cooler right on that side, and I'm going to heat up on the back end sides here. I'll put in this cloud up here and warm it up, tie it back into this cloud bank here. A little bit of swing to it. Not worried about those. Okay. I'm just going to go to the lighter version of these colors now. But I'm going to start off with the gray version. The gray, this is oxide red and green and knocked down with white, almost all the way down. White. And it starts up here, and it's going to lighten up all these colors in the sky here. But it's going to just work towards the very top, right here underneath, going down to about this midline where you see this trail of cloud right there. So this is just going to be the phthalo green mixing in with those other colors, and going to lighten them up. But like you said, just quick turn of the brush. I'm not going to try and to blend them all out. That way you get a lot of patches of bright green or green and mixes of red, and you get the whole rainbow of colors. And that warmth, I'm going to delete. I want to get that in there. And then when I come back here with this is the color I took over here. This is that oxide red and blue on the oxide red side with a little bit of cad red into it. And then this is the light version where I put a lot of white into it. This is the sky color. As you can tell, this value right here is just a hair too bright. Even I'm talking about what I have, the tone canvas in there. So this color here should be just a hair darker than that. This looks really pink on my canvas. Yeah. And it looks, does not look pink at all here. Looks gray. But I'm going to bring that back in here and just get the edges of this cloud going back, forming. That'll just give it the little pillowiness, but not a whole lot. And then I'm going to take it down underneath this line. And I'm just going to work these colors in these lines, coming down. And then when I get down to here, everything below that line is going to be a lot more yellow. So this has just a little more red to it. And I can start to, I'm not talking touch value-wise, stuff is exactly the same as the green. So they just blend really nice and have this nice feel to them. And just the red just comes forward a little bit more than the green. So you get a nice little feel there. Now we're bringing this yellowish white. This might need to take this a little bit brighter. This is that richness I got talking about, bringing it in. Yeah, probably gonna have to go a little brighter yet, but I got that. So this color is basically cad yellow added to the mix, just to that oxide red, blue, cad red added, white, and then this is just basically some yellow cad red added to it, warms it up. Starts to take it to an orange side. And this will help us get everything else ready.
Okay, what's this color now? It looks, it's hard to see
I have no
the
idea.
light.
Yeah, this color is cad yellow, oxide red. Okay, this came down from the oxide red blue, cad red added, and a lot of white. And then I add just a little bit of cad yellow to it. And then I've just taken that color. It's basically
it's kind of pink, kind of pinky, or is it really light?
It's more yellow. It has a little more yellow to it. Cad yellow mixed into it. So it's not quite pink, but basically, yeah. The other color I have in here is pink. Okay. Pinkyish. This one is just the one that comes down below it.
Oh, okay.
That's going to hit. It's going to hit down here. That's where I'm already working on. The pink one came up in the middle.
Okay. So this is kind of on the edge of that piece of cloud, or sky. Okay.
Yeah. It started with green, and then I went to a pink, and then as I get down here, all the way down here to to right above the mountains, that's when I want to get it more yellow. And so these are still like the midtones going in here. And I'll be definitely lightening them up one big jump. Okay. And I'm just going to go back in and look for a couple spots to move the color around for. It doesn't seem like that's exactly what I did. It's just did a new do. I want to make sure those don't read like that. All right. Now we're going to start getting into the rich colors. So I'm going to take my brush and clean it a little bit. I want to get that real orange values in here. I don't have to clean it too much, but just wipe it out. I think I can still use my big brush before I have to put in any really big strokes here. I can keep using my big brush and push it around so I don't tighten up too much. I'm going to go almost straight. This is the cad red I made, cad red and yellow mix. So it's pretty bright. I mean, you can see it. It's really pretty bright on here. There's no white in it at all. I'm going to start grabbing the outside of this work back in this cloud here, right over here, and I'll put that red right on that edge of the cloud because I want it to blend in. So it's going to go right here on the edge of this cloud here. And as I come down and stuff, it should dark clean up and stuff. I should be able to get a decent blend. And this is again where I said don't over squish. Put it down and leave it. Just kind of give it a little push, but don't over brush it on. And you'll be good. This color is going to go on a few different spots too. It's going to lighten up this area up here a little bit. So it's going to work well up here. It's just going to feel like a whole different color with the mixes around it.
Do you have to put oil on your brush to get it up there?
Just a little bit of oil, not much right now. I'm going to go full strength on the edges here of this guy. Make sure you get do these edges first, the very front tips of these clouds here. Make sure you do the front tips and then work your way back and you'll get that gradation. It's really easy to do that way. Right, guys? Come on, keep up with me. Let's go. We're almost done. We got it done. We got a block in. I'm about ready to turn on the music and start jamming. We're done. Hard stuff's done. Now we just got to go back in here and just dab things. All these colors working great. We have no problems. This is the orange. You know, the brighter orange that I'm going with even. Getting that right in the front. I'm going to go back to red for this other. This is where I was talking about, right in here, right on the edge of this mountain, just putting a little bit of cad red mix, that orange, just a cad red, just a little bit of cad yellow into it, right here on the edge of this guy. That tree goes right in here too. So I'm going to mark that. And then we can go back in and just put in all the little stuff. And it's great to have Karen here to tell us, you know, when we're right and wrong. So,
I am not going to do that.
Yeah, you are. I want you to do it to Lisa Mary Beth.
Yeah.
Wrong. You're wrong, Mary Beth. You have no idea. No. We're just doing interpretation.
Well, and then I'm going to tell her I got to come and look at it so I can figure it out. So there you go.
Everybody here gets a free night, so come on.
There we go. See, you guys get stuff from me. How do you like that?
Wow.
But you got to stay 4 nights, right?
No.
You're pretty close to State Park, right?
Yep.
In that area?
We're right close to Rocky Mountain National Park, which is a big, I mean, people come from all over the world to see it. And then we're in between Cheyenne, Wyoming and Fort Collins, Colorado.
Okay.
So think about it. Write me and I'll send you the link.
There you go. We got our plans.
And you get breakfast.
And breakfast thrown in. How do you like that? Mary Beth, you were just out there, weren't you? You were out there.
Well, yeah, we went to Colorado. My brother has a place in Keystone.
Oh,
we were there for a few weeks. It was very nice. Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, it's beautiful there.
Yeah. Although, you know what? The aspens turned the week after we left. And boy, do they have snow now. They've got so much snow right now.
Yeah. Hey, we got music going. Who's that? Who's playing music?
That's Beth. I'm talking to Karen. Was in Colorado, had 95 acres in West Cliff, most beautiful place in the world.
West Cliff is beautiful.
Yeah. West. All right. Here I'm just starting to put in the tree a little bit in this area here. That warmth. That is basically when that mix of cad red, oxide red, blue, white, cad red, and then I added yellow to it, and it became kind of a little bit darker than ochre, more of a umber, raw umber-ish color. And that's what I'm using for the tree now that I got the colors in there. I can bring that in and break in some areas here. Start thinking about putting that tree in. There's a little bit of purple I was thinking about putting in there too. So maybe going back. Yeah. Back to the top there and just getting a little bit of warmth, more grayed out purple without the red, yellow and red in it. So the purple is again burnt oxide red and blue, and just white. And I think that will help make up this this area here. Okay, one of the things I want to look at and see done. I'm going to change brushes. I'm going to keep my synthetic going, but I'm going to go to a smaller one. I want to bring in some more red right in here. This thing, I might even go with just pure cad red. Just a little bit of oil, just a little bit of pure cad red, and brush it into the tops of this range here coming down. Get a little more warmth right at the edge of this. Just a little bit of too orangey for me, for what I put in. So I'm going back.
Have you put in your lightest yellow yet?
Not yet. No, I was getting right there. I kind of got to putting in this tree here, and I wanted to get that in. No, I haven't put in the lightest yellow. It's going in right there. I think I'm at about that, but I'm right underneath it. I want to get this cad red built into the hillside, just softening, coming down a little bit, and bringing it. I'm going to take it all the way over on this.
It's just a pure red.
Yeah, almost pure cad red, and now it should blend in nicely. You know, I don't want just on the really start the cad red at the very top edge of the mountain, and then just bring it down. And just let it just blend out a little bit into the side. Get the hill right. And I'm going to take it all the way back to this edge too, but it's just going to fade off. I think that these mountains back in here, like right on the edge too, where it meets the sky, probably just a slight marking of cad red. And I think I'll be just get a touch. Oop. Too much blue in my brush. There we go. All right, now, Mary Beth, we're gonna go get the hot spots.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna hit all the hot spots here. I might even take and see about how much paint if I have any paint in there. You can start to see the value I'm going to be going for right here. Just cleaning out that middle section there. That way I don't get quite the blend I need. This is basically white, just a little bit of yellow, cad yellow. Now I'm going to load my brush up, probably just barely touch some oil, load my brush up with paint. So I got a big gob of it. And I'm just going to shove it in there and just twist my brush off and just let it come off. Get that big spot. Just say, that's it. That's it. So you have a real texture in your line there. And then right in here, it gets really light too. But this one can be brushed out a little bit more. That darkens in everything. Everything all of a sudden, you start getting this light in here. Blend it out just a little bit.
Yeah, too much oil.
Too much oil. Yeah. Just split. You're using good panels though, right? You started buying good panels, right?
Yes, I did.
So
I have good panels,
it
so
does make a difference.
Oh, God, yeah. Okay.
No, it's got yellow. I'm going to do yellow and white. Just a little mix of yellow and white and see about catching the edges here and just softening the edges on this outside a little bit. Should be get all the colors. See, I told you, nice and easy one, right? Just take, just mixes the paint up. When you have the paint mixed up, you pretty much know you're good to go. It's almost too much. I sort of had the tree in. I got that. I got this. Okay. All right. Are we doing a time? Got 20 minutes to finish this one up. Nice finger work going in here. I'm going to grab a different brush. I don't think I can get all the white out of that one. Go with the bristle. Heck yeah, we're going to bristle. Put in the trees and other things here. Think about softening things. Got some nice light showing through. And that's what I'm doing right now. Just going through and just touching with a bristle brush my edges down in here. Just gonna break them up. Same with the building, probably. I was thinking, because all right. different brush, small brush. We're gonna put in these trees back in here. Very very blue, oxide red and blue probably for these two trees. They got to land right here in this pile of mess I did back there. So I'm going to start up high and work my way down. Try to get the right spot.
What color, Jim?
This is oxide red and blue on the blue side. But really, as it goes through some of these colors, it goes through some red here and stuff, just kind of changes into red too. So I'm just going to leave that. That's kind of nice. Picking up colors and things. So oxide red and blue pretty much for the win. Okay. Go back in here and find these little tufts of grass. I'm just going to put the base in with the oxide red and blue, just like you did with the tree here, just the base. And then, you know, there's really not much else up there. And then there's tree here. Or no, the bush. No, it's a bush. And stuff. The bushes are really nice to have in these things because what they do is really nice stops for visually and keep everything in. We do have those kind of, you know, long horizontal lines here come running through here, and to have, you know, a bush at the end of them, just kind of break the whole line, or a tree here, you know, back in here, kind of just works really well to make a stop, to keep everything inside here. These guys, I'm just going to be taking my brush and to do trees like this, where we're really thin, put the paint on the edge, the tip, and then just push up instead of anywhere else. Just go up and let it just come off. Turn it and just create those things. Just upward movements. Think of them as fingers too. They're not a whole lot of, you know, that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to do too much, you know, dig into these guys too much. I really don't want to. I hate painting anything like twigs and stuff too much. Usually they're just one of those things just doesn't fit with the paint style of painting, and is to go in and paint, noodle out anything like that. Gonna work. Now I got some of that orange left over. I got orange painted up here. I got a little bit of orange left over. I could come back here and just get the edges of this down in here where it's sort of bringing it in. Some grass feel too. Yeah, it's just dressing it up now. You know, same thing as I did up on the mountains up here, you know, just going to be a soft edge of some cad red mixing in. Down here, I might go just a little bit more orange again. So I even have like some canvas showing through, and it's works well. So it's not like I don't have to get rid of too much. I just got to break the line here a little bit, soften this line, these lines here. A few spots. Make sure canvas that does show through isn't too I'll get rid of it. I'll end up in doing that. I know I will. And this is where I'm using a little bit more of that orange is right here in these tufts of grass right here on the edge too. So I'm not mixing any new colors. We're all just going with these. Just gonna feed them into this snow blue, and it's all I have to do. Okay. Well, we're going to go back into this tree now. And that should do it. I mean, just bringing it back in, everything back in a little bit. We get some purple up there. Nice the cloud here. There we go. With stronger spots here for purple. Might go a little bit. All right, I'll bring you guys in for a close-up on this. And, oh, different. You know, when I didn't have my monitor, painting without my monitor today, almost went faster because I'm not looking quite as close. But maybe I'll change up some things later. There might be some color changes and stuff, but basic. This is it. Now I'm bringing it in. And you start seeing that blue might be just a little bright back there in the mountains, but you know, the sky's pretty good. Color modulation down here is nice. It's not too, you know, nothing too exciting, nothing really big, kind of clean, but so you let that little 1/3 of the painting, you know, hold the attention. I think so. That's what I got. All right. Let's see who's here. Marie's all set and ready to go. Karen's ready to go. Mary Beth, good. We got Beth, good. Cindy just needs a mic. And Eva needs to turn on all of her stuff. Okay. Let's go with Anne Marie. So she's at the top. Okay. You're ready to, you okay to show?
I'll show what I did. I joined, unfortunately, an hour late.
You've been doing really well.
Well, I got to start.
Oh,
nice. That's great.
Yeah.
Really interesting. Nice.
I have some catching up to do, but I think it's a good start.
No, it's a great start. It's really good. You might have just looking offhand, I would say, yeah, where the building is, the snow where the building is, probably could go closer towards darker towards what you have at the bottom of your painting. It's probably more of that going all the way up a little bit more.
Yep.
And the sky value is good. Everything else is really good. That would be like one of the things I would say to look at. That's gonna be beauty. Nice. You get go ahead.
I just got to work it out.
Yeah, you just got to work it out and stuff. It looks good.
Okay.
Yeah, more stronger oranges when you get there, and you watch. You can't go wrong with it.
Now I had a question about the orange.
Yeah.
I missed that part where you were doing the sort of mid-value but luscious orange. What did you do that with?
Oh, I just did cad red and cad yellow.
Oh, just
today.
cad. Okay. I thought maybe there was some iron oxide in there somewhere, but okay.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, it looks like that when it gets mixed in. Yeah, it was just cad red and cad orange. I did two versions. I did one on the red side and then one on the yellow side. And the red one on most of it and went into the tops of the mountains and worked its way down and got in right here. But then the cad yellow went on the edges and started working in. And that's also the color I put in with the white, trying to get this screen of light going through there.
Okay.
Scream of light almost. Okay, good job.
I also just have a quick comment on the painting surface. Those boards that you recommended that we worked with at the workshop too, that you get at Jerry's, those are wonderful.
Aren't they?
Yeah, they make a big difference.
They really do. They grab the paint when you go on a regular canvas, that grabs it at the first run, but the second run of colors, it just they start to smush together. Where this stuff really just holds the paint in place, and you get to do all the fun stuff.
Yeah,
you're not missing out on stuff. So and the colors really hold up. I mean, even when they dry, you don't see a big shift of any colors that, even though you've just got to spray it with some retouchers varnish at the end when it's dry and the colors will come back. But the colors will hold this darkness and stuff. Whereas sometimes in the cheaper canvases, they just tend to, gray out a little bit. But you can the color's still there, but it just doesn't show as much.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's clean. Thank you.
No, thank you. Karen, let's see what Colorado she painted from life.
I don't think you can see it because there's so much light behind me.
And $50. $50. That's our $50 girls. She's selling painting $50. $50 right now. Going once, going twice.
I can probably get 50 for it, but I'm gonna just hang it in my house.
Oh, look at you! You could just sit there and paint all day and get $50 every day. Every day you get $50. You could sell that 100 times, I bet. I mean, you got the spot.
You think that? Thank you.
I do think you got to up your price.
Oh,
yeah, hopefully that's not free shipping involved there. That's a really great start. I mean, I can't see too much of it, but the drawing looked like we were in the right spot.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Thank you. This was really fun.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, especially when it's your own place. That looks great. I mean, it is a very picturesque spot, and it's an easy work. Okay, Ava, you're next up, and then we got Mary Beth coming up. Hi, Ava.
Hello. Okay.
Oh, beautiful drawing. Look at that. Everything great composition. super composition. Your colors are really good even. This girl just hasn't painted in years with me and stuff, and she's coming along very quickly. All right, wow. Beautiful. Yeah, when you put in the oranges and the rest of that sky up there, that's going to be gorgeous. It's going to, I mean, it's gorgeous. It's really great, really nice start. I think really work that oranges and stuff in there, and you're done.
Pants.
That's really great, Ava.
No, I say that with a
Thank you.
What are you thinking?
Question: what should I do about that snow? It's kind of, bland.
A little flat.
Yeah.
Well, you started putting it in at the bottom. You started darkening it in a little bit and bringing it in. Yeah. I would still work in some blue, maybe a little bit more blue, just in that base area, the front base area where the cabin is.
He had an adventure.
Yes, a little bit dark, just a little bit darker here and there.
Well, I
think they'll do it.
But he wound up.
So it's just so it will just going back there. They'll give you some distance. I think so. Just a little bit darker in the front.
Amanda said
will work out great.
Okay. Okay. Where the tree was, I tried to put the trees, but I always mess up trees, so I kind of covered this up, and I think not gonna do it. Please.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
How was?
Yeah, you keep working on that. Yeah, you got everything here. I'm just saying right in here. Yeah, just a little bit, maybe just a little bit darker going back there. I think maybe looking at your video, it's always a little tough to make those calls, but it looked like everything right here was probably just a step or so too light. Yeah, but the drawing was good. I mean, so just going in and I think basically beefing up the color.
Okay.
Yeah, but you got the colors. You basically just you could just go back there and you use the step without as much white in it and work that in there, and you probably get the right color too.
Well, since you're here, any comments about Monday?
Your Monday painting? I'm gonna have to take another look at that. Yeah. I just like this one. I remember the drawing was really great. You had no problems you don't have any problems drawing wise and stuff. Color wise, just probably I think it was sort of the same. It was just a little flat where you could push the colors a little bit stronger and stuff. Okay. But let me take a look at it, and I'll make some comments on Facebook again for you, and put this one up there too.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, no, thank you. All right, Mary Beth. Yeah. Then we got Cindy coming up. I don't know how Cindy came last.
I think
wait a second. This is this is Mary Beth.
Yeah. Right.
Who is this lady? Who's this strange person?
Yeah. Right. Okay. Don't you think my little pump house is too green?
Yes. It's too green.
It's too green. And
definitely.
Do you think it's a little big? Like maybe too much roof?
Oh, I think I like it. I don't think it fits okay yet. I would think that as soon as you take some green out of it, you'll be fine. Okay. All you have to do is take some of the mountain color in the back, that kind of red brown.
Yeah. Get
that in there a little bit more. That'll counteract the green.
Okay.
Put that in there on top of it. Put some more blues into it. You just need to get rid of some of the green tone, but not too much. I would say back there in the mountains.
Green too. I got too much green in the sky too.
You went overboard on that green.
And it takes for you should just trash it when you mix too much green.
You do. I know. No, you could still come back from that. You are not.
Love Mary Beth's sky.
Sky is beautiful. Yes.
This is what happens when you put in the really rich red, orange in there and that yellow, you really come pops there, and just it does that does a great job of overpowering that green a little bit. Okay. But yeah, if you turn pump house, that's why you just add a little bit of red in there, and they'll just knock out the green. They'll fight together a little bit. Okay. Also, watch the green in the mountains in the far back, the bluer ones. I've got two. You got a little green where she had needed blue. Yes, you're right. I agree. And you do that, and you start dressing it up a little bit with the other things. You're right there. That's beautiful. Really good job. You might have to do just a hair lighter in some of the areas in the sky. You got purple and just a hair lighter in some of the lighter colors yet. Okay. Not in the very top, but maybe down the side. But you also got to put the tree in too. That might help too. Yeah, I got it. Okay. Really great start though. Really great. Thank you. All right, Cindy, you better be done. We gave you enough time to finish, Cindy.
No, I'm never done. And I had to let the dogs out, so I missed that part about the tree.
Oh yeah, the tree, the whole tree. That took forever to put in too. If you don't put it in just right, you're never going to get it in right. All right. Oh, look at that. All right. Oh, nice. You got some nice modulations of color. Look at that sky going in there. You haven't gotten into your super rich oranges yet, right? In the sky.
I did.
Good.
Can you see?
Okay.
Let me move this light. This light is not good. Let's see if this is.
That's really beautiful.
No, everything. I was just wondering if you did go to get that in there. You got the light. You got that white light in there. That's a beautiful stroke. That's a keeper of a stroke and stuff. I was just saying. I think the oranges. Yeah, I'd say look at the oranges just one more time. I think they can go brighter, right on the edges, on the horizon there in the mountains and stuff. Those guys could go stronger, and that's going to bring a lot of more color into it. The pump house is good, almost too perfect. I would say, let's see. It up. Give it a little age. Good. Yeah, watch the hard edges on it too. Now that definitely on that guy, the roof line meets the building and stuff. Make sure that's a soft line because of it's going to drag all your attention away. The colors is good. It's much better than Mary Beth's because it's not green. Good job on that. Oh, we don't worry about Mary Beth. Really good. I think when you start dressing it up with the you started putting in some of the grasses and a little bit more of the trees. Good job on your big tree. That's good. Just make sure it doesn't mess up the mountain back there.
Is there supposed to be another color in that tree? I mean, I had to leave for a minute, but
I put a little purple back into it. It's a little more oxide red and blue mix into a couple pieces of the top part, but it was very goldish at the top, like you have it. But then I came back in and just put in just a couple sticks of branches and stuff with the oxide red and blue mix, more on the blue side. And then put in a couple more trees back there, dress up the mountain just a little bit more back there with some snow, and you got it. That's really nice. You got a very stark feeling to it. It's really nice. Also, I would also say, look at the perspective of the barn.
I think I'm off. I'm always off on perspective.
Yeah. I think the very front peak probably needs to go up just a little bit higher than the bottom back peak, and should be a little shift to it, just a little bit more, and because it feels smaller and it should be bigger. In the peak part facing should be a little bit smaller. Yeah, you could also just take the blue, the red from the snow behind it, and just squish the back front end of it down a little bit. Okay. It's just a perspective is tilted. It should be smaller in the back, bigger in the front.
Okay.
That's all it is. So there's a few different little ways you could go a little bit different ways. So that's good though. It's great.
Thank you.
I'm happy. I'm happy with that, though. I like the way good mixes too. Your mixes are strong, but not over mixed. That's what happened. You know, when you mix your colors and stuff, you don't want to just blend it all together and get mush. You want
you get
your colors
so much
to
mud,
vibrate.
you know? It's so hard not to get mud when you're running them together.
Yeah, so it's always you got to be really, you know, precise. I mean, just push it and leave it, and don't play with it too much. Don't play with your food. That's what we want to do. Another good snow painting. I'm happy with you guys. This turned out really pretty. I'm really happy with this one. Thanks again, Karen, for this one.
Yeah, thank you, Karen.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we get a free stay. Anybody who wants to go out there, get a stay on Karen for free. That's pretty nice. If you want to go out there and see the Rocky Mountains. Yeah, that's the thing is all those free nights are in the middle of winter. So she has us. Okay, next week, what do you guys want to paint? We can keep painting snow, or we can move on.
Well, what's this dog workshop you got coming up?
Oh, yeah, I just got that going. I just put that up, in fact. A dog workshop.
Is that at the
next
church
month.
or is that online?
It's going to be online. That's just going to be online and taped. Yeah, it's going to be during the week. That's why I didn't want to do it there. Yeah, it's going to be just basically portraits, dog portraits. Basically going through the steps, going through, composition to pretty much fur, eyeballs, that kind of facial stuff. And it's just a two-day workshop.
That's up.
Is it all day again? I just
put it up on the website. Yeah. I just put it up on the website yesterday, so it should be ready to go.
Okay.
I have a couple people already signed up. I did that demo on Thursday night, and people were asking for something like that. And somebody else, I got it from a few other people. So I said, okay, I can fit one in here, and I'll see how it goes. So,
are you going to show us the dog that you're going to do?
Yeah, I can show it. I can figure that out.
I got to do some all black dogs and an all white dog, and I'm just like petrified about that because people wanted to come out looking like their dog.
Yeah, white ones are probably are pretty tough. I'll tell you what. One would be a German Shepherd, which has a black muzzle, and she's gorgeous. Okay. She's a gorgeous dog. So, and then because I don't want to. I've done retrievers like crazy.
Yes.
And they're just a little bit too easy for me. So that one will be a little bit more of a challenge. And then if we have time, well, thanks for pointing that out. I can always work that into about, white dogs and stuff.
Okay.
I do have one. So.
One I'm going to throw out there. Here's Beth. I appreciate you all showing your work out there. I think you all did great.
Oh, Beth, I'm sorry you. Beth,
well, I'm not even painting. I'm just watching all this shit. So thank you so much.
I'm sorry, Beth.
I think you guys are so cool. I'm just thinking, how about your students? I mean, what is something important to you? Some pictures throwing out there and whatever. But once again, I appreciate you all. And James, I am amazed. And I'm amazed by all your students. I don't have paint or anything. I'm just watching all this. And it's amazing what you create. Every single one of your students that I see, I'm amazed what you create. So this is Beth. I'll probably go again, but I'm here for the next classes. And I love everything you're doing. So I'm learning.
You were just drawing, right? Right,
Beth? Yeah, my training was drawing. So painting is like, whoa, I'm amazed by all you guys. Every single student you have there that shares. And I'm especially amazed by the students that share their work, because I learn from that as much as I do from you. So
thanks, Beth. No, Beth. I know I saw your name up here, and sometimes people have two their phone on and on the computer and stuff, so they have two links. And so for some reason I thought, Mary Beth and Beth.
Yeah. Well, I'm not putting my stuff because I don't even have paint. I don't own paint. So,
come on.
Yeah, but that's a big investment for somebody who doesn't have big bucks. So I'm watching you guys. And like I said, I love your students. I especially love the students that share their stuff, because I'm learning so much and they're all amazing. So I'm out of here. But I'm going to be here through the rest of the classes. But I also thought, how cool if some of the students sent some of the pictures that they want to make something out of.
Oh, yes. That's why I'm always asking.
Could send their pictures. I'm a dog person, so.
Well, that's the thing is I'm trying. I got eight weeks, got 6 left.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I'm asking, if you have something you do want to paint or something like that.
Yeah, but I love that.
Put it on Facebook.
Yeah, but I've loved everything. I'm just in awe of all you guys. So I'm out of here. So,
well, thank you very much.
I'll see you guys next week.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
I especially love the students that share their works.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. I make them do it. them do it.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you,
guys. Oh yeah, Karen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, thank you, Karen.
See you Monday.
All right. See you Monday. Have a great week.
Thank you
Put
all.
your stuff up.